So you take the time, again, the intent is known, to set the body in the form. You're in an energetic toridic, a torrid comes up and around, feels like energy field all around. In the center of that is a zero gravity space, in a sense. You're floating, and it's balanced. All these energy fields are floating around you, and all the possibilities and permeations in your own particular loci field of consciousness, and yet you're centered in this central channel. And of course, that's the Sushumna. Moving through the Muladhara, up through, and again, the meditation technique that I'm using more and more these days is looking up through my rib cage, imagining that, and following that field of energy as if I could into pituitary-pineal, that whole opening process. Giving some attention to the neurotransmitters, in a sense, those chemical balances in our own biological, neuron-based mind, synaptic, focal, however that works. You want it to be as somewhat accurate as possible, as clear as possible. And that always comes back to the intent. You have to state your intent to yourself to create fields, languages of understanding to these points of neurological, psychological behavior. In other words, it has to connect on a lot of different levels here. And of course, it's biological, guys. You can't discount that. Slight problem in your biology, and it throws everything off. Keep that in mind here. We're delicate, balanced systems here. And you want to, it's not so much you need to be delicate, but you need to be aware of the balance. And all I'm doing is just taking it through my body, bringing it back, checking anything that's not in line with it, letting the body experience this possibility of well-being. Just taking the time. And that's one of the things I talked about earlier too. Take the time. Take the time to do this for yourself. Take the time to observe yourself, to take care of yourself, to listen to yourself, because that's all you got. There's nothing else going on here. Everything else is your imagination, including all your relationships. It's all your imagination. I mean, it's a good imagination. I love it. But take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. And by taking care of yourself, you actually take care of everything else, too. It's one of those interesting little things that happen in this along the way. You realize, oh, of course, it's just one, right? One self here, talking to itself over and over again in countless languages and going, wow. Okay. Just talking to myself.